Hey,
Yo,
what's going on, man?
what's up, man? Ladies and gentlemen, Sam, the bassist from the world's best American rock band, White Reaper. Thank you.
Hey, thanks for having me, man. I like that you have the logo in the background. It's like very official. Feels a lot less like, feels like you're not in a kitchen right now.
Right? Yeah, I'm actually
Yeah.
still going into work every day. What have you been doing in quarantine? Just hold up inside?
Man, I've been inside a lot like everybody else, but I've been trying to be active and like go outside and try to get some vitamin D and
Yeah.
not like, trying to make some kind of use of it. Been trying to think about my life, you know? Yeah.
Plenty of time to do that. Are you with your brother or anyone else in the band?
No, I'm in my kitchen right now, just by myself. So
Yeah. So are you in Louisville right now?
yeah, I'm in Louisville, downtown Louisville. Uh, where are you? Where are you at specifically?
Minneapolis, downtown right now.
You're downtown? Nice.
Yep, yep. So speaking of Louisville, where you guys, I think most of you guys are from, except I think Hunter. Do you get annoyed when people say Louisville?
No, a lot of people get really annoyed by that, but I don't give a shite. Am I allowed
Yeah,
to say that? Am I allowed to say
say
that?
whatever you want. It's okay. It's the internet.
We're on the
What's,
internet.
what's
I didn't know if you were gonna be like publishing this on the
yeah,
airwaves.
we're gonna do it eventually, but maybe we'll bleep it out, or maybe we'll just let you fly with it.
Okay,
Whatever.
cool, cool.
What is the proper way to say? Is it Louisville?
A lot of people say like, yeah, you're supposed to say Louisville, but if you care, then you're probably not like my friend, because I just don't think it's that big of a deal, you know?
Yeah, I don't think I've ever been there, but up until, I mean, most of my life I thought it was Louisville, but Louisville,
Yeah.
whatever. What's good in Louisville? Like what's happening? What do you like to do there?
Honestly, there's a park called Cherokee Park that I love. There's a lot of cool restaurants that are really good, and there's like record stores. Guest Room Records is a really good record store that I like to go to. Um, there's like a lot of really historic buildings, really cool architecture. There's not Muhammad Ali history and Hunter Thompson, the writer, he's from here. So there's just like a lot of cool, you know, places to check out. I
Yeah,
think that
I got a
if you're like a drinker, then obviously there's a lot of stuff to do.
yeah,
Like,
I got a real good buddy of mine, PK. I'm not sure if you know him. He runs one of the alternative stations in Louisville, and he was telling me about this place. I think I'm gonna say this right. Seelbach Bar. Have you been there?
yeah, I haven't been there, but it must be in the Seelbach Hotel
Yeah,
because I
that's
know.
what it is. And I guess he was telling me that it used to be like Al Capone's hangout, and there's like tunnels underneath inside to escape from cops and stuff.
Whoa, yeah, I've heard that place is haunted. That would make sense. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, right. Now, I this is something I've always wanted to do, but because I've heard so many crazy stories about it, but never have yet. Have you been to the Derby?
No, but I've heard this. I've heard the stories. Like there, a lot of people get really cheap tickets and they end up just like, I don't know, like the infield, I guess, is
Yeah.
like an area you can get tickets for pretty cheap, relatively. But I don't
Yeah,
know. I hear that it's a mess. I've seen pictures. It looks like a mess.
yeah, because you see the one part on TV where it's all glamorous and they got their hats on and nice clothes and tuxedos and all the spring colors and everything. And then from what I've heard, you get down into those pits and it's like a frat party. It's just
Yeah, yeah,
mad. Yeah.
yeah. Our local weekly called the Leo did. They've done some stories on it, and the pictures I've seen are just insane. Like people just covered in mud and like
Yep.
I don't know. Like just anytime alcohol is involved and there's a lot of people and it's like a big event, like honestly, the older I get, the more I'm like, I feel like I'm like my dad or something, and I'm just like, I like in my head, I'm just like, what's wrong with these kids? You know? I don't know. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, so I want to say congratulations, massive success of "You Deserve Love" and "Might Be Right." Congrats,
Thanks,
great
dog.
album, great song, number one at one point for a little bit, and I think Billie Eilish might have stolen it from you.
Wait, hold on. What do you mean?
Might be right. I
What
was
do you?
number one for like a week, right?
Oh, I thought you meant that like she ripped off a song. That would have
Oh
been
no, no, no! I
hilarious.
think she just kind of bumped you down a little bit after you guys took the coveted #1
Yeah,
spot.
yeah. It's pretty, yeah, you know, the fact that we got that is so cool. I don't really care how long it lasts. Like,
Yeah, it's an accomplishment itself, you know. It's very cool. Not many people can say that they've had a #1 song on the alternative chart at all. So that's
yeah.
really cool. So the making of that album, I've heard you say before the previous album was very, very stressful. Why was it stressful for that album, and how does that compare the process to You Deserve Love?
The last album, World's Best American Band, there were maybe like there was one demo plus some voice memos on Tony's iPhone that we went with for songwriting, but like all the whole thing was written in the studio basically.
Mhm.
Like we just went in and like jammed every day. Like like we were just paying for studio time, and the engineer Kevin was there every day, just kind of just like watching us jam, trying to come up with melodies or riffs. And it got to a point where like every other day we were just like, are we getting anywhere? Like it kind of felt like we were stuck a little bit. And after a while of doing that, we just kind of got into this groove, and we ended up turning the lights off a few times, and that helped us get into the groove a little more, like changing the settings up, like turning the lights off in like the studio room. And yeah, I guess it took like a month to write that. Like Polyvinyl, the label at the time, they wanted a record by that point, and we just kind of went in with nothing, and we came out with something we're all pretty proud of. So,
How long did it take to make the album from front to back?
how long did it take?
Yeah.
Like, like 4 weeks, 5 weeks.
Okay, that's not too bad, right? That's a pretty good time.
That's pretty good time, but like, it's so funny because that was on this, awesome indie label we were on, and like back then, like our first record we did in I think under a week or something,
Wow.
because we had it all written in it. We were like a bunch of punk kids, and like it came out of us pretty quickly. But like the indie label, I don't know. We recorded for 4 weeks to 5 weeks on that record, and then our new label, it took like 2 weeks to record. So I don't know. It just like depends on the record, I guess.
Yeah. How'd you come up with the name White Reaper? The first time I hadn't heard anything from you and I saw the name, instantly I thought in my head this is gonna be like, oh, a heavy metal, big 80s hair rock, Steel Panther kind of band.
Yeah. We, me and Nick and Tony, the singer, were like walking around when we were like 16, 17, 18, something, I don't know.
Hmm.
Maybe we were 18. And we were at a Halloween store. We saw this price tag that said White Reaper on it, and we just thought it sounded cool. And now everybody thinks we're a metal band.
I honestly,
So,
guys, I thought that and I heard the song and I'm like, I think the first song I heard was Might Be Right. And then I'm like, wait, oh, okay. Yeah. But you guys got a very
yeah.
unique sound. How would you, if you had to pick like a phrase for it, what would you call it? Because I've heard a lot
Um,
of different things thrown out there about like your style and vibe.
yeah, Tony came up with this. There's like, I'm getting some weird feedback right now, but Tony came up with this. It's called heavy metal power pop, which is good
Okay,
because like it has the metal riffs,
I
and
like it.
it has like the power pop melodies, and we have that like keyboard that brings out more, of the like poppy
Hmm.
sensibilities, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also though, like I don't care what people call us. Like I encourage people to just call us whatever they want, because I none of us care. Really, none of us care about what you call it.
Hmm. So I have to ask, your video for Judy French, you have, I have the biggest crush on Alexandra Daddario. She's in the music video. She is gorgeous. How did that happen? How was she like to work with?
Um, we were talking to our buddy Brandon who directed that video, and he wanted to get like a a girl to like act like she was every member of the band, and we really wanted it to be like, pretty much like a 80s, like a new 80s video, I guess, kind of goofy. And she was like, I think the first person he hit up, and she just said yes.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's super cool. When we met her for the first time, she was just walking around with her dog, really nice. It's so funny because people people like see these people. I mean, I've done this my entire life. You see somebody in movies and you're just like, wow. And then the moment you meet them, you're just like, oh, you're
Just like a normal person.
yeah, you're just like, yeah, we're all doing the same thing. We're all in the same thing, we're all the same. Like, it's crazy.
Do you have any plans to very cool music video, by the way, to do more cameos in videos from whether it's a model or an actress or even other artists?
We haven't done it. I actually thought about today how, like, I've been listening to a lot of podcasts, and I listened to this podcast with Bob Odenkirk, and I was like, you know what?
Oh, cool.
I want to I love that guy, and I wanted to see if he'd be interested in being in a video or just,
That'd be cool.
hanging out.
Yeah. Are you all caught up on Better Call Saul?
No, you know what? I started it a long, long time ago, and I haven't really been keeping up with it. So maybe I'll just restart it.
Yeah, same with me. I think I got up to the last season and then I just forgot about it. So trying not to get any spoilers on the social medias or whatever. But yeah. So I mean, everyone's quarantined up. Are you guys able to share ideas? Or are you writing new music or anything like that?
I've been demoing some stuff. Tony's been, I think, demoing a little bit, writing some stuff. We're all kind of doing our own thing, but at the same time, we have band obligations. So I think we're going to try to start like filming some stuff. I think we're going to put out this little video. We're going to like film a video for ourselves because that's like the only thing bands can do right now.
I know, right? Did you see the video 21 Pilots released a couple weeks ago?
No, what is it?
It's Josh and Tyler. They're both recording in their own houses, and the idea is they'll record something and mail it out to the other person. The other person will get it, add on to that. It's very, very cool. Yeah, they just did it in their house, and a very unique, I guess, premise to it. But it's just kind of about the way we're living, right? In quarantine.
Yeah. Isn't it funny? It's like everything every band is putting out right now. It's a result of them being like, how can we make people think that ours is the most original one? So every band that does this sort of thing has to like think about how they set themselves out of the box. And sometimes like it's hard for that not to feel, I guess, like really forced. So it's a tricky game. Like how do you film yourself without making it seem really lame,
Yeah. No, I totally agree with you there. Let's see here.
But I will check out that video. I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, it's called Level of Concern. Super, super catchy song. But I've talked to artists too that are like, it's so hard to even get creative in a time like this because it's the same thing on the news every day. Like, you got a whole different mentality. Has it been easier, you think, or has it just been normal to try to create or think of ideas?
I have a lot of takes on that. I think that the biggest block of creativity in the brain is stress, and a lot of us are under a lot of stress right now. So I think that's a big part of it. Another part of it is like, being sequestered makes people think that they like have this need to be creative and like do something with their free time, which kind of I realize for me is like paralyzing. Like if you have no choice but to like find something to do with your time like right now, then it's kind of a hard time to be creative because it's like you feel forced, it's like you can't, you just have to like give yourself a break, I think is the best way to think about it. Like give yourself some time to to settle down and just chill out and like take care of yourself, and then the creativity will come. And you don't want to like write some stuff that feels forced either, you know? Like the best stuff comes from your, deep inside your brain.
Yeah,
So
for sure.
you don't
So
want to try
let's
to
talk about
force it out. Yeah.
yeah, let's talk about you for a little bit. You got your twin brother. Hope he's feeling well, by the way.
Oh,
Um,
thanks.
yeah, and how did you guys both get started in music?
We were like 13 and 14 and we took some lessons, and um yeah, we did like a few music lessons here and there. Nick took drum lessons for a while. I took guitar lessons, and we started some bands. First band we started was like this punk band, and Tony played bass in it, and I sang.
Okay. Oh,
And
wow.
then after years of doing that, that just like evolved into White Reaper, basically. Just like years of playing in like goofy punk bands growing up.
Yeah. Did you start right away with the bass, or did you start with rhythm?
I started with just like 6-string guitar. Like I would just take guitar lessons and bring in CDs and like ask how I play stuff. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
I did the same thing when I was about your age, but it just didn't stick, and I sucked so bad at it. So I still try to pick it up and play every once in a while. But have
yeah,
you
yeah.
still been playing to keep yourself fresh so you don't get stale?
Man, with no.
Oh,
Like I love playing. I like playing guitar more than bass for sure. But I have I need to like start practicing bass again. I had a nightmare the other night that I was like that we were in quarantine, and then like I got the okay that we could tour, so like we had to tour the next day, and then I didn't remember how to play anything. So
well, that would be a little bit of a problem.
yeah, like I had these nightmares about like not knowing how to play the songs, and then that made me realize like, wow, I need to practice these songs. But
Yeah.
more than that, I've just been like writing music. So I've still been playing, which is
Okay.
good.
Good. Good. So I know we don't know when this whole thing is going to be over, when we can go to concerts and actually see each other, but eventually we'll get there. You guys will be able to get together and actually jam out. You guys plan on once this thing's over and we can do concerts, are you guys planning on hitting the road? Or are you planning on making another album?
We plan on like probably doing a really long tour to make up for the lack of tour,
Yeah,
and
right.
new album immediately. Yeah. Like with the downtime we have right now, we have a lot of good like songwriting opportunities. So
Yeah.
maybe we'll put out like a double album called
I say do it. The more
called
music, the better, man.
yeah,
You got time to write up some ideas. Boom. Once this is over, you guys get in the studio, just rip them out.
yeah, for sure. Like
Yeah.
have like a gatefold, like a double album with like a gatefold of just pictures of us like in our
I'm for it.
bed in our bedrooms.
Yeah, hey, I'm all for that. Another thing I wanted to ask you about is I saw an interview you guys did. Can't remember with who. You were talking about horror movies because you guys are real big horror fans.
Oh yeah.
So I wanted to know what the last horror movie you saw was, and if you could recommend anything.
Uh, the last horror movie I saw, I I saw this one. I've actually just been watching a lot of TV lately, but we all do really love horror movies. Um, Man, I'm trying to. I
There
don't
was
know.
one that I've been meaning to see, but I just keep putting it off. It's called The Lighthouse. Have you heard about that?
I've heard about it, but I have not seen it.
Yeah, it's supposed to be like really wild and really like twisty. Robert Pattinson and William Dafoe are in it. It's all black and white. And I, I, I got
Damn.
to get to it, but I heard it's got like crazy twists and stuff like that. So
Man, have you seen
get
that
into it.
movie Good Time? It's like the Safdie brothers movie
No,
before uh, Uncut Gems. And
no,
Robert,
I haven't even seen Uncut Gems yet. What's it
okay,
called?
it's called Good Time, I think, and it's on Netflix. You should check it out. It's Robert Pattinson. He's like amazing in it. It's like a really really good movie. It's not a horror movie.
Okay,
It's like
good
a
time.
it's like a thriller. It's insane. But
Yeah, okay, cool.
uh one horror movie that I love that's on Netflix is called The Terrifier. It's really gory. Uh,
Yeah.
I don't know. Are you
What's it
into that
about?
kind of what? What's it
What's the
about?
Terrifier about? That sounds so familiar.
It's about this like it's funny describing horror movies because when you describe them, it's like they sound so stupid. But it's
It's
like
true.
it's a clown that like kills people. He's like he's just the main thing is he just looks really scary. There's not he just the whole time he's just chasing people around. It's not like it's not there's not much of like a it's not a great story, but
Um, all right,
yeah.
so I got Good Time and The Terrifier.
Yeah.
I'll check those out. So, dude, it's been like you guys were here, I think in February, was it maybe? Which seems like forever ago, but you were here. We did an acoustic ghost session with you guys. I'm not sure if you were there for that, but then you guys opened up 2 shows at the Fillmore, which is a brand new venue here. And it seems like forever ago. Do you have any specific Minnesota memories that you like?
Oh my gosh. Yeah, like I'm gonna back up and not even go to Minnesota and just start in Louisville. I like Bob Mold walked into a coffee shop that I was in, and I like freaked out because he's from Minnesota. You know Bob Mold? He's like a God. He's like a legend.
Yeah,
But
yeah, for sure.
I
Well,
like
dude,
I met him and I was just like so. That was the most nervous I've been meeting anybody. But yeah, like in terms of shows, our shows at 7th Street, First Avenue,
yeah,
really insane. I'd say like our first show at First Ave or at 7th Street was really really special because we didn't. I that was like our first taste of how crazy like y'all get, you know.
for
So
sure. Yeah. Well, dude, that's all I got for you, man. I hope we get over this soon and get you guys back to Minneapolis and the Twin Cities area and just rock out some shows, dude.
yeah, yeah, I really can't wait. Minneapolis is one of our favorite cities to play in. So
Awesome. Well, we'll see you when you get here, man. Hopefully it's sooner rather than later. And again, hope your brother's doing well. Tell the guys hi, and can't wait to see you when you come back.
thanks, man. Thanks for having me.
Hey,
See ya.
thanks for being on, dude.